everyone, it's Simca here and welcome to my first commentary video. The reason for this is, well, basically I get a lot of questions asking me what kind of gear do I have, what are my bins, what are my mana stones, and instead of answering all of those one by one, I thought I'd just make a video and try to cover all of this right here. I was actually thinking what kind of format should I present this video in, and I could put some background music like I always do, and then just point and click and show you the sets, but then I thought it's gonna be messy and hard to follow, so instead I'm gonna try and talk you through this. But as I've mentioned already, this is the first time of me doing commentary type of thing, so hopefully I won't mess up too much or forget anything important. So before we start, if you guys came here to see some PvP action, that is not gonna happen and you can turn this right off, as it's gonna be just a long and boring monologue of me talking about gear. So we'll start with the bow. It's a typical ranger longbow, plus 10 eternal AP combined with stone wings, 7 sockets in crit and 4 sockets in HP. The Godstone is attack speed reduction. It's not the silence, I know. I do want the silence, but as you may see, I'm not exactly the richest person in the world, so unfortunately I couldn't afford one. And to be fair, attack speed is actually pretty good. It's amazing against melee classes and rangers, it's really annoying for them. And it's also is an additional debuff. So if the Godstone procs, you can do, for example, Entangle Shot and then Silence, and then you've got your covered silence. My other bow is my old Mastercraft plus 15 Nano bow, which is combined with 50 elite and is full magical accuracy with blind Godstone. My jewelry is nothing special, 2 golds and the rest eternal, 55. I've got magic belt. The reason for that is I thought 23 magical accuracy is more important than 13 attack, so I took this. My hat is like Haneke Chief. I use it since 1.5 and I think it's one of the best hats due to its high magic resist and PvP defense. But to be fair, I'm thinking to replace it with a silence resist chain helm from the new arena. I would sacrifice about 40 MRS but get 200 HP, a bit more PvP defense, a bit more strike fortitude and silence resist, of course. Still not sure if I'll do that or not. So my main set is the most versatile ranger set, which is full HP, 40 elite, leather. As you see, I've got plus 85 HP stones in each part, and it's enchanted to plus 13. It's really easy and cheap to enchant, which makes it really good. This brings me to 11.2k HP, which is pretty high for a ranger, and I use in both 1 versus 1s and in group PvP. In group with a chanter I get about 13k HP and it's really hard to burst me down in that. The other stats are 512 attack and 461 crit. The crit is a bit low, I know, but with the food can use here, with the food, scroll and speed over the wind, I get about 730. Yeah, 731 crit strike, which is good enough, and since I use Hunter's Might, it gets the job done. The other stats are 1.1k magical accuracy, 1.4k MRS. My other set is my magical accuracy set, which is 40 elite cloth. I also got in 1.5. It was initially magic resist set, but then in 1.9 people started getting more MRS and I just wanted more consistent land rate of my magic skills and just play him over snare trap, so I've resocketed it to magical accuracy. With set alone it's just 1.5k, but I use it with the food and bow if I have to, which gets me to 1.7k of magical accuracy. This is honestly enough to land skills on most classes except maybe full rest sorcerers with elemental ward, as they get about 2.4 to 2.5k of magical accuracy. It's really hard to get anything through that. But against them, I fight it either in my HP or rest set and just play differently. I've also got some magical jewelry. Sometimes you do need that extra magical accuracy, but I don't use it that often. It gets me to 1.81k of magical accuracy. I could actually get 1.9k if I got on better jewelry and get another ring, but I'm not gonna bother, as I don't use it that much at all. Crit strike is quite low in this. It's nearly 500 with speed of the wind, but it honestly doesn't matter since the intention of magical accuracy set is to disable and kill your opponent before you can do anything. If it's magical resist glad, you cover your silence and blind trap. They cannot use the healing skills. If it's any other class and you do a snare combo, then they can't even use bots, so you don't really need high crit. And with Hunter's Might, it really gets the job done. I mean, you can do 3k an ring and 2.5 to 5k stun shot. That's most damage of any character's HP, so don't really need any survivability or high critical strike. But as I said, this is just a dual set, so I don't really use it in roamed PvP. Use it mainly in duels, or unless I see somebody that I know has magical resist set, then I'll switch to this. Now my next set is my new set, which is magical resist arena set. I use it with the food. It is a combination of cloth and leather, both of the noble type, full magical resist. This is the most optimal combination to get maximum magical resist, but still get attack speed of the gloves, and well, shoulders are just for plus 15 attack, and I just wanted a more balanced configuration of both silence and paralyze resistance. It's nice skin, not as nice as the leather one, but what can you do about that? So with the food it gets me to 2050 magical resist. That is actually pretty high, and it's amazing against any melee class. It's amazing against clerics. It's probably decent enough in group, but I've not tested it all that much, so I can't talk a lot about that. And finally, my last set is Stormwing set, which is my PvE set in full attack. Gets me to 638 attack, and I use it mainly in PvE since an extra attack helps a lot with the weaving. You get a lot more damage done, but also I can sometimes use it in PvP, for example against play classes when they expect you to do some kind of kite or CC them, and you just equip attack set and burst them quickly. Works more often than not. It's also really good against clerics, since with the set bonus it's 1.66k magical resist alone, and you do need that extra attack against good clerics, since it doesn't really work out to burst them down, and you need to weave and take them down slowly, little by little, and attack helps a lot with that. I also use this set with my swords to fight some sins and melee classes just for fun. It's 570 main hand attack, 582 with food, and it actually does a really good damage. I mean, I can get 2.5k counter attack and surprise attack on AB sets. It's really good damage. I've also got a pair of extendable daggers, which is also just a fun kind of thing. I've got slow godstone on Triron's dagger and nothing on the white flame yet. I'll get another slow godstone on this, and the plan is to just make them slow and run around them, attack them without them being able to attack you. Well, that's it about the gear, and now I'll show you the skill bins that I've got. I'm gonna unveil the tab. It's nothing that special. If you want, you may pause the video and check out which each skill corresponds to, but all in all, I use 1 to 7, Alt plus 1 to 5, then Control plus 1 to 5 for main damage skills. Then I've got F1 to F5 for buffs like All Seeing Eye, Bow Blessing, Speed of the Wind, and I've got Shift 1 to 5 to select marks, actually Shift to 6. I use numpad to set marks, numpad 1 to 5 for marks, and also I've got some scrolls on the numpad as well. I also use just generic buttons around WSAD sector like Y, H, combinations of Shift plus F, Shift plus R, Shift plus Q for traps, and just quick buttons like Q and E for potions, Alt plus E for Abyss Potion. I've also got the 4 skills bound to the mouse. I've got G700 mouse, and these skills are Remove Shock, Dead Shot, which is 2 seconds cooldown, so you need to use it often so it's on the mouse, Remove Shock, Scroll, Anti-Shock Scroll, and Trap of Slowing. Those are on the mouse. I also got some macros, but I only use those to change sets. So just the macros for the sets. As you can see, you can remove, equip, and change the sets pretty quickly. It works pretty well. So that's for macros. And the last thing I want to cover is my latency. A lot of people think that I've got some sick latency, like under 10 milliseconds, but that's not true. My latency is pretty average. As you can see, it jumps from 34 to 90 milliseconds. I'd say I get about 60 milliseconds on average, which is good enough for comfortable play, but nothing out of ordinary. So that's about it. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing. Any questions, just ask in the comments.